Today we're starting Module 2, Lesson 1, and our essential question is, how do you measure time as a continuous measurement using a stopwatch? So we have a regular clock here, we have a stopwatch, and we have some tape measures right there. All different ways to measure things, and we're going to be using all of these in this module. So in our Google Meet, we're going to be doing an experiment to see how long 1 second is, 5 seconds, 40 seconds, and 60 seconds. So a concept that we need to understand is that time is continuous, meaning time never ever stops. It's always moving forward. And when we are timing something, the time doesn't end. We just stopped measuring the time. So time is continuous. It keeps on going. Let's put these units of measure in order from smallest to the largest. So the smallest unit of measure for time is 1 second. So a second comes first. The next biggest unit of measure for time is the minute. So that comes second. Then when we think about a clock, if we think of the hours on a clock, before we get to the full hour, we have the half hour. So that's the third largest measurement. The next is the hour. A full hour is 60 minutes. And then we have 1 day, which is a total of 24 hours. Let's do some practice together. So let's take a look at your homework pages for Lesson 1, and you're going to do this with me so that you have an example and some notes to use for your problem set that you will do later. Let's read together. The table to the right shows how much time it takes each of the 5 students to run 100 meters. Okay, so Samantha, 19 seconds, Melanie, 22 seconds, Chester, 26 seconds, Dominique, 18 seconds, Louis, 24 seconds. Question A asks us, who is the fastest runner? This is sometimes hard to understand because when we think of fastest, sometimes we think we want the biggest number. But when we're talking about seconds, if we run really, really fast, we're going to have fewer seconds. We want to have fewer seconds if we want to run really fast. So in this case, if we look at all the numbers, the time that it took, Dominique was the fastest because they ran in the smallest amount of time. So after 18 seconds, Dominique was finished running. Letter B says, who is the slowest runner? So if you're the slowest out of all the people, you took the longest amount of time, and in this case it's seconds, to do your running, and that is Chester, because Chester took 26 seconds. Letter C, how many seconds faster did Samantha run than Louis? So I'm looking at Samantha, who ran in 19 seconds, and Louis, who ran in 24 seconds. And it asked me how many seconds faster. So I'm going to take Louis's time, which is 24, and I'm going to subtract Samantha's time, which was faster, which is 19. And when I do that, I get 5 seconds faster, or 5 seconds. Number two, list this. They wanted us to list activities at home that take about this amount of time. So I just picked some things that I thought would fit. Example, tying shoelaces. Now, if you're my son, he doesn't tie his shoes very quickly, so it takes him a little bit longer than 30 seconds. But cleaning a mirror, you could do maybe changing the battery in a clock in 30 seconds. See if you can find something at home that takes 30 seconds. 45 seconds, make your bed, floss your teeth. And 60 seconds, which is equal to 1 minute, I think you could do a math sprint in 60 seconds. You might be able to take 10 full breaths. You might be able to scratch your dog. You could scratch your dog's belly for 60 seconds, and I bet that he would or she would appreciate it. Boys and girls, you are going to turn now to do your problem set. And your problem set is actually, you're going to do that tomorrow. And your problem set, you are going to need to find someone to help you time yourself doing some things. You can do it yourself, use your timer on your iPad.